Hello, I'm Ken Farr. This is NewsNet, Baton Rouge. Grab yourself a tea or coffee as I go over with you headlines and news from our local area and region. 2 men are behind bars as of a few days ago because 6 hospital employees were attacked in 2 separate incidents at the Toss Center facility near Our Lady of the Lake Hospital. Around 10 a.m. on April 22nd, a 32-year-old man assaulted 2 mental health technicians at the Toss Center. The first victim was punched while attempting to give the patient treatment. A second victim says the same man punched him while nurses attempted to give him medication. The first victim suffered a busted lip and a broken right finger, while the second victim suffered swelling on the right side of his face. This particular 32-year-old patient was arrested and charged with second-degree battery, and he was charged with battery upon emergency room personnel. Approximately 2 hours later, police say a 40-year-old patient became violent while resisting treatment hospital personnel was trying to give, and began fighting with 4 employees, which resulted in injuries. Police also found several holes in the wall of the facility as a result of the 40-year-old patient's actions. The second patient was booked on 4 counts of battery upon emergency personnel and was charged with criminal damage to property. You may recall that earlier this month, a nurse was attacked by a mental patient at Baton Rouge General Hospital Mid-City location and died as a result of the injuries she sustained. And police are still looking for 54-year-old Jesse Guillory of Lake Charles, who is wanted on 1 count of manslaughter as a result of this nurse's injuries and death. The Baton Rouge business community recently lost one of its pillars. Mr. Willie E. Tucker, Jr., better known as Bill Tucker, died last week. Bill Tucker was renowned for being a strong community servant leader, and he was well accomplished as a businessman. During his business career, he owned several radio stations locally and regionally, and he owned and operated several Church's Chicken franchises in Baton Rouge and in other areas. He served this community and this state as a conscientious philanthropist, which is a distinction his family hopes he will be remembered for the most. And for many years, he helped guide the famous Mount Zion Baptist Church in Baton Rouge, formerly pastored by the late Reverend T.J. Jemison, where he was a faithful and dedicated trustee. Funeral services for Mr. Bill Tucker Jr. will be held this coming Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. at the Healing Place Church located here in Baton Rouge. In the parish of Livingston, more than 16,000 homeowners will watch their flood insurance rates climb and increase this year. This is due to the fact that the parish was not able to provide federal authorities with adequate information regarding permits that have been issued for construction in flood zones. This apparent inability or failure to provide FEMA with the required documentation has led to a reduction in Livingston Parish's community rating system score, which directly impacts the insurance premium rates residents and homeowners who live in the unincorporated parts of the parish will have to pay for flood insurance. Because of this, Livingston Parish, which previously had a score of 9, now has a score of 10, which is the lowest possible score, according to a letter from FEMA dated April the 1st of this year. Because of this lowest rating of 10, homeowners and residents will no longer receive a usual 5% discount for their flood insurance premiums. The FEMA letter states, among other things, that Livingston Parish did not meet the CRS participation requirement of having 90% of the community's construction elevation certificates available and correct. The parish's permitting director, Dee Dee DeLatte, says her office was unable to fulfill FEMA's request because of an outdated printing system and because their elevation certificates were kept separately in 3-ring binders. She says the parish plans to reapply in 2020 when it becomes eligible again, and by then she hopes the new printing system recently installed will allow them to meet FEMA requirements. These have been headlines and news from our local area and region. I'm yours truly, Ken Farr. I'll see you next time right here on NewsNet, Baton Rouge.